Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. We're gonna be playing some Genshin Impact today. Hopefully everyone's doing good. We're gonna do some story stuff today, so this should be a good day. There we go. Okay, I'll check this festival thing out.
Time to go.
Part of the story. I think it is.
Aratani and Kuroda, how are things coming along?
All the books and commission prints for Yai Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday afternoon, Lady Yai.
Very good. And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty reborn as Raiden with unlimited power and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
Well done. And what about you, Onodera?
Uh-oh.
Ahem.
Oh no.
Onodera?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, Lady Yai. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence. Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Yes, Lady Yai. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We are running out of time, so let's get moving. Chop chop! Hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission,
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine? You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog for the festival. Yet you say I'm not doing my job. Let me ask you, little ones. Whoever said that the festival must involve the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Huh? But isn't that a given? This is Inazuma after all!
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted change tooth and nail. Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time, we'll be holding an international cultural festival, distinctly Inazuman, but with a unique twist.
Oh.
I suppose I should start by telling you the origins of the Iridori Festival. Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry. They are known as the 5 Kassen. Every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which would then spark culture discussions regarding those works. Thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed and gained great influence at that time. As time passed, people began creating various tales based on the 5 Kassen. The Iridori Festival was also developed as a result to show appreciation for their works, which so greatly enriched our lives.
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in culture.
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance. Unfortunately, with the flow of time, people have gradually forgotten about the 5 Kassen and the festival, which is precisely why I've decided to revive the Iridori Festival by holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
But wait a minute! Light novels?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past. Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current Inazuma? And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to all Teyvat through light novels. As they say, it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
Whoa, that was close. Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here. Well, what do you say? Aren't you two even a little curious about what interesting things you might see at the festival?
Maybe a little. Oh, all right. Paimon's super curious now.
Come, let's pay a visit to the venue in Rito together. I promise that it will give you a whole new perspective on the festival. There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
Who? Who are we seeing? Oh, excuse me. See, let's see what this festival is. I'm kind of curious. This would be pretty cool. Who's this
During the
person we're gonna
Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novels. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and fan-created work on display, there'll also be exclusive giveaways,
Ooh.
prizes, and new release parties.
see? Ooh.
This small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the 5 Kassen Plaza during the festival, and nearby shops will be selling special light novel merchandise. You certainly won't want to miss out.
Wow. How should Paimon put this? It's definitely not your typical festival, but it sure looks like it'll be quite the party.
Yeah.
Huh. Miko, what are these those blank boards in the center of the plaza?
Yes, those are.
Ah, maybe I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities.
Let's go.
It appears she meant you two.
Hey.
At last, we meet again, Traveler and Paimon.
Hey.
Tell me, how are you faring recently?
Oh, it's Ayato!
Hey.
Wow! So even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Iridori Festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations, I'm obliged to be equally dedicated.
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Iridori Festival originated from the 5 Kasen. These 5 boards are here for painting their portraits. This Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku Decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture and the arts. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural celebrities from other nations.
Oh,
For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt.
Who is it?
The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished
Bro, who's
guests.
coming over to Inazuma?
However, we fear that staying in a foreign land may feel a little uncomfortable, which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests. I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their
this would
residence
be
at the
hype.
International
Who's
Trade
coming over to
Association,
Inazuma?
while providing any necessary assistance along the way.
Bro, who's coming
This
over?
arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
Painter from Leeway. These aren't even people I know that are from the game ring.
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet with my editors, so I must be going now. During the festival, most of the Yae Publishing House's editors will be staying near the Outlander Affairs Agency. If you run into any problems, you may find them there.
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention, so I must excuse myself for now. I'll leave the guests in your hands.
Bro, let's go.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look and be sure to pick up the passengers according to the times written on it.
Between 6 and 8. Okay, long day. Here we go.
According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Kasen portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
Let's go. Oh, let's see. I'm excited.
Hello! You must be here to take part in the Iridori Festival. We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt. Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tondef Bard then?
Hey!
Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Do you
Yo,
think he didn't
yeah,
receive an
where is he?
invitation?
Dude.
Huh? Why's that? Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an
Venti.
Archon.
That would have been awesome.
If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Yo, please.
Mr. Honorary Knight, Paimon!
Yes. Let's go.
It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No.
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation.
It's Albedo.
But because everyone in the
go.
Knights of Favonius has been really busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent
Let's
pass.
go. Dude, Albedo and Klee.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon.
That's hype.
After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori Festival,
Oh, that's
I
hype.
predicted that I might run into you here.
This is awesome.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kasen!
Oh, that's hype.
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is? I'll be meeting with the editorial director of the Yai Publishing House there.
That's hype. It's Albedo and Klee.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading there too.
Great. Let's get going then.
Let's go. Let's go. Dude, this is hype.
Time to go.
Freaking Klee and Albedo. Heartbreaking.
Wow, it's so beautiful here!
Don't run
So many
away.
things I've never seen before.
No.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others. Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was probably not the best idea. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived. Strange. It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain he said that he'd be sure to arrive before me. This might be a problem. Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today. That way, I could better visualize the content for my paintings.
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name. Because of the sheer age of the tale, very little has been passed down to this day. So Mr. Hiroyama decided to help me collect some more information. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So I agreed on only receiving the details today.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one, depicting Suiko, will need to be done before the festival's official opening ceremony, which is the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running out of time!
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tight and finished at the last minute. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I received the manuscript. I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma. I still don't know how well they turned out.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance, so that I can be better prepared.
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the Outlander Affairs Agency these next few days. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest. We will be back soon.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
Time to go. Time to go.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days later, then we'd really be in boiling water. Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation as we speak.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hirayama. Does anyone know where he is now?
Mr. Hirayama is currently at the warehouse down by the harbor.
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 Kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 Kasen. I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him ourselves.
About that.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hirayama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. The situation is just as you said, Calx. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you now. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Iridori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So they promptly alerted the Tenryou Commission. The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse. It was then that we realized that the latest copies of A Legend of Sword had suddenly gone missing.
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Iridori Festival, but the author, Jinyu, will be personally attending the release party as well.
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that suspicious outlander.
I see. It would be a great misfortune if A Legend of Sword would not be released on schedule. And quite a disappointment for Jinyu as well. If Mr. Hirayama has gone to the warehouse at the docks, then I'll go down to see if I can be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jinyu. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Xingqiu's pen name?
Hey!
Do you know him?
Xingqiu would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse, too.
Yeah, let's go.
Fingers crossed he comes traveling.
Oh. Venti? What? What's Venti doing here?
It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
Aha!
No, Sara, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, Tone Deaf Bard, the suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you.
Oh no, Venti, what'd you do?
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
Oh
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again. Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might have entered the country illegally. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch, your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
Similar means?
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally.
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryo Commission general glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable. But it still feels a bit...
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA Publishing House, and there are some questions I would like to ask you. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Oh, I seem to understand now.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third, I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team effort. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryo Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
No.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sarah's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter.
Oh,
I'm
no,
truly sorry.
Venti, no.
I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
How could you lose something so important important.
Oh my god.
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand.
Oh my god.
I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely I wouldn't put it in just any random place. It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be. Have you figured it out, Traveler?
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the invitation letter is?
Ah, yes! I remember now. I knew you'd help me find it.
Hey.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Sara. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about Albedo's reference materials.
Mr. Hirayama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma only to find such a mess. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kassen. All the information that we could find is compiled here.
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the 5 Kassen. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kassen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. Alas, what a shame. But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style. So there is still something we may glean from this.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and, fails to fulfill the most crucial element. Inspiration.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though, Lady Yae did say that there are many variations of the story about the 5 Kassen, and everyone has a different story in their heart. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to ask of everyone. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novels for the time being. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here.
No.
Let's go.
Don't leave Venti. Stay.
Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there? You don't want us to leave you behind, do you?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment? There's something peculiar that I think you should see.
What is this? What is it?
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I was sleeping. I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick glance, I stuffed it into a place nearby. But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
Oh. My indwelling was far from the wider world, but for my fame, my peace was disturbed. In blue, clad, I went before Tenshukaku to present our work, but work was missing with a page. I knelt and begged for divine wrath to be stilled, and I told what I knew of how I was lost. The previous night I had been drunk, and a person's shadow had passed over me. Some treacherous scoundrel must have stolen the poem, leading to my great loss of face.
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the shogun get stolen.
Oh, man.
Ah, this story sounds familiar to my ear. Where have I heard it?
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday!
Oh, indeed it is. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, or even a witness to the theft. But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if the one who left it here was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop the burglary?
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks? And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait to complete. We don't have time to be slacking off.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together.
Hey!
It'll be my treat.
Let's go, bro!
Wait a minute. What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my source of inspiration. If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
Let's go.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Venti.
Wherever in this world.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, Tone Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Oh.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
Oh.
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5 Kasen that have left me rather curious. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
Mister, I see that you've been walking back and forth in this area for some time now. I believe you must be someone who appreciates the elegance of the arts. There's a question of elegance I might need your help with. Would you mind lending me your aid? Yeah, what is it? Though I've only just met the man, Lenny, a bard from Mondstadt over there, we have already become fast friends. Ultima speaks the truth, you have only known each other for a few days, but already you have the greatest respect for his great learning. Okay, this is important because this is a voiceover. Nostalgia, upon seeing the sights of distant land of Vagabond, cannot help but remember their home. That is why you asked me for my poem that symbolizes this distant place. Could you take a few pictures from which I can draw some inspiration? Inazuma should have a great number of unique sights to see. Yes, for example, when you speak of Mondstadt, everyone's minds will turn to dandelions and windshield asters.
Time to go.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Now arrived at the magnificent Iridori Festival.
Time to go.
Don't I need those? We got the map. I thought, do I need those? Pandas. There we go.
Time to go. Time to go.
Nice. Okay, we got first part done. Hey, what up, bruh? Yeah. Why is that there? What do you mean? What?
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks. You know that Shinjo will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels.
Oh. Hey, what up, Zenitsu? What's up? How are you? I hope you're doing good. With school and family stuff, yeah, I've been really busy too. I haven't been streaming as much as I used to, but I still stream. Yeah, it's good to see you. I'm just playing through the new Genshin stuff right now. But yeah, it's good to talk to you again. It's been good, yeah. I've been playing, I've been doing Elden Ring, and then I started Tiny Tina's Wonderland, so that was pretty good. I didn't finish that yet.
There
but
are
then
leaves
this came
around,
out,
and I know just the tune to
and I
accompany
wanted
them,
to,
if you wish to hear
finish
it.
this stuff on here, because I'm liking this stuff on here so far. The new, I haven't done the main story stuff yet, but I'm doing the festival for Inazuma right now. This Home Festival thing is pretty cool so far. But yeah, I mean, the stream's been going pretty good. But yeah, just playing newer games that came out, like, dude, Elden Ring. Oh, I'm liking Elden Ring, and then I've always loved Borderlands, so now they announced Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I was like, oh, I gotta get that, and that's good too. Yes! Oh, Sonic 2 was amazing. I actually got to see it on last Wednesday. They had this early access screening at this theater nearby in Texas by me, and I got to see it on Wednesday, so I guess there was limited screenings at a couple of theaters. But yeah, it was good. I tell you what, that cliffhanger, yeah.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Yeah, definitely, Zenitsu, definitely, dude. Best, yes.
Now arrived at the magnificent Iridori
So, who do you think is going to voice Shadow, you think? Who'd be a good voice, you think, for him? I don't know, it's hard. People are trying to get Keanu Reeves.
You've now arrived at the magnificent Iridori Festival event venue.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see who they're gonna get. Maybe by then I'll be a big enough voice actor they'll be like, hey, you can come voice Shadow. No, I'm just kidding. Almost found Inazuma. Where's the film? Keanu Reeves' shadow, yeah. That's what a lot of comments have been so far. They're like, oh my god, Keanu Reeves, please.
Time to go.
No. Wait. No. Oh, no. I don't know, possible.
Time to go.
Aim it, yeah. But you gotta think, because we have what? Rouge the Bat. Oh my god, dude, Rouge. I wonder how she's gonna be when they introduce her. You know what I'm talking about. Because you got Rouge, they got Amy still. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I just hope they don't mess up Shadow, because he's not really a villain. He's more of an anti-hero. So I hope they don't like make him like a full-on villain, because he's really not. I mean, he kinda is, but he's an anti-hero more, I think. So hopefully, they don't ruin
Time to
him.
go.
But Shadow's freaking cool. Shadow is awesome. Okay, I need one more thing. Yeah. I mean, it depends how the story goes. Like, I mean, there's a lot they could do. And I mean, if it keeps making the money, you know, they're gonna keep doing it. Oh yeah, also, oh yeah, the last convention I went to, the anime convention I went to in Texas, the voice of Tails from the Sonic movie was there, Colleen O'Slaney. I got to meet her, she's pretty cool. Yeah, she was one of the guests there. But at the time, I didn't know she was voicing Tails in the Sonic movie. Wish I did. I thought she just voiced him from like the games in the cartoon. But no, she voiced him in the movie. So I was like, no. hopefully she comes again to one of the conventions in Dallas. I hope she does. I can meet her, like, be like, hey, you did a good job.
Time to go.
Because, I think Tails is getting his own show, I believe. His own show or something. I saw it somewhere. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's getting his own show. So that's cool. Okay, I need one more creature.
Time to go. Time to go.
Yeah. He just came out. Let me see. Let me find him. Kamisato Ayato. He's Ayato's brother. Yeah, he's Ayaka's big brother. Let's see if I find her. Yeah, the new character Hayato is
a blade
Ayaka's
embraces
brother.
its duty,
So he's the
as a
leader of
jeweler
their clan.
cherishes their gems.
And yeah, he's pretty cool. Like I've done his story stuff already. Yeah, he's pretty insane. I'm trying to level him up right now. But no, I like him. He's a good character. He's fun. Yeah, he's right here. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Oh no, D-Luke. Oh. Dude, I hate when that happens because that happens to me once in a while on the other older banners. Bro, oh my god, I hate it. They're like, oh, look, here's D-Luke. Oh, here's Jean. I'm like, what? No. I'm like, come on. But no, I haven't really been on Genshin for a while since I've been on since the new stuff came out, but I'm slowly getting like his artifact set and stuff done. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him. See, I don't even have like a weapon for him yet. Like a good one he could use. Because I don't know which one to give him yet. But no, I like him. He's cool. You'd like him. He's sword user. He's a Hydro sword user. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, I don't know what to give him yet. I have no idea. I kind of want to give him the Mist Splitter Reforged, because this is a pretty good weapon. I mean, Ayaka has it, but she hasn't used it. And I don't even really use her, so I'm gonna give it to him and just upgrade it. Yep. Oh, that got him up pretty good. But no, I'm working on him, and I'm still working on Yae Miko. She came out the last time, the last update. I like her so far. She's good. She replaced Beidou on my team. But no, I like her so far too. I'm upgrading her pretty good. But no, she's also pretty new too, but she was in the last update. But no, I like her
Wherever.
too. Yeah, she's pretty good. Because I was like, I always use Beidou, so I was like, you know what? I'll try to go for Yae Miko and use her, and oh my god. Ha! She does these lightning things right here. And then she does these little lightning sentries.
Right here.
And they do lightning area damage. And then like her special summons this lightning wolf thing behind her. It's so cool looking. It's really awesome.
Time to go.
But no, Ayato's not that powerful yet, so I haven't really used him that much. Yes. But no, oh no, you didn't. Dude, you're lying. You're lying right now. No, you're not. No. You lost Lightning Shogun to D-League also. You're lying. Bro, you're lying. Come on. Oh my god. Yo, Zenitsu, you were lying, bro. Come on. Oh my god.
This scenery is wonderful.
Dang.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a one.
She's so good too. Like, I have her upgraded, but I just don't use her. Like, I like her and all, she's cool, but I don't know, I just don't use her. Oh my god, bro, that sucks. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Ugh. Yo, that hurts. Oh my god. Dang. And she's so good too. Like, dude, Raiden Shogun. Oh my god. She is so good. But the good thing about this update is, finally after, I don't know how long, I think it was a couple updates back, but, I think we're gonna see, you know, the sister. I don't know if you're the boy or girl for the main character. Oh, he had everything ready for her too? Ooh. Ouch. But yeah, we get to see Dainsleif again. Yeah, I haven't done his stuff yet, but I'm going to do that soon, but I'm going to finish this festival stuff quick. Because they're done in like 12 days, so I just want to finish that stuff so I can just solely focus on the story stuff here. But yeah, dude, Dainsleif is back, so I'm like, yo, are we going to see my sister again? I hope. In the chasm, I haven't been there yet either. Like, here it is on the map. It's way over here. Where's that? Let me see. It's way over here. It's over here so far, so it's probably like all over here. Yeah, that's where the chasm is, and I haven't been there yet. So yes, I'm waiting. I was gonna do some of the stories. I might still do it here soon, but I kind of want to get more of this festival stuff done. Because you get a lot of Primo Gems for doing this stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to skip through this, but it's not really anything big story-wise. Not really. Like this quest, I don't really care, but I get free Primo Gems from it. You get a good amount of Primo Gems, so yeah, I'm just doing these. They take a little bit to do, I guess. But yeah. But no, so you get Primo Gems and books too. So how's the weather down there in Florida? Right now. Okay, what do I need? I have to go to Mondstadt. It's mostly cold, really? Well, that's weird. Huh. Yeah, it's warm here. I'm about to turn on the air conditioning soon. Actually, no, I'll be back in a second because I need to. There we go. Okay, got the air conditioning on. But yeah, it's been hot down here for a couple of days now. up here? But it's been pretty hot here. Let's see. I guess those mushroom things would be nice to take a picture of, I guess. Oh no, I can't take a picture of it. No! Yes. Got one. So we're being back at Mondstadt. Haven't been here forever. Excuse me.
Finding someone that shan't would be better than just standing.
Regional special.
Time to go. Wind Strider.
I don't know what I can take a picture of here. So you said school. What do you do for schools in East, if you don't mind me asking?
I know I can.
That's all for my daughter.
I said you mentioned you're busy with school, so I was wondering if you want to say what do you do for school? Oh. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, come on. How is that not... This is stupid. I hate this stupid photo thing. Yeah. Oh, I remember those days. Okay, this is... Oh my goodness. Okay, this is so stupid. Oh. No, I'm not that stupid quest again.
Time to go.
Maybe these peach things are something I can use. What the frick? Okay, I'm looking at this. Yeah. Yeah, I love school, man. I'm doing my voice acting school stuff too right now. I'm having a class for the rest of this month. It's every Friday. So yeah, that's going pretty good. And then I'm going to sign up for more classes in the summer. Because the studio where I go to, they bring in a lot of different voice actors and directors to teach the students. So I'll be doing that all summer too. So yeah, I'm doing schooling too.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany
Yeah, it's going
them,
pretty good so
if
far.
you wish to hear it.
For my voice acting. Part. See what you do for these. This one, see to take pictures of these 4 items. I'll show you them if you can zoom in. Take a picture of C. Ganoderma, Crystal Marrow, Oni Kabuto, and Sakura Bloom. Take a picture of each one of those, and that's for the first thing here. And then the second one's called Friendship. Take a picture of a crab, a pale red crab, a kitsune, and a violet ibis. They're basically stuff out around Inazuma. Here, I'll send you what I use. I use the guide. I'm not gonna lie, I use the guide. Let me link you what I used so you can find them quicker, because I'm not really. I kind of forget where some of them are. So let me show you the ones I use. Give me a second. I'll put them in the chat for you. Okay, here's the first one. This is for the nostalgia one. Oh, look like Beast Gamer found it too. But here it is again. Yeah, there's that one. That's the first one. Where's the friendship one at? Give me a second, Zenitsu. Here's the friendship one. This is the second one. And then here's for the third one I'm doing right now. Okay, just follow those 3 videos I used, and you'll be able to find these first 3. Because I forget most of the locations, because they were hard to find. So I just use the videos. I'm just being honest. But yeah, there's the 3 videos there for the first 3. Like, I don't know if you have to do any more of those or not. I have no idea. So those should help you out pretty good. Okay, I already got those two. Oh, duh. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot I can use those. So stupid. Let's get these.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade. It is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. And then, Yep, no problem, bro. Now, I don't know if you have to do any more pictures afterwards because I'm finishing up the last picture thing right now. So hopefully there isn't any more. I'm hoping not. I want to be done with this picture thing. You know what I mean.
Time to go.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Where's that Wolfendome stuff at? The freaking weird blossom thingies? Not the sky thing, but the freaking little purple thingies. I know that's the thing.
Time to go.
Oh, he disappeared. Okay, where are they at?
Time to go.
I know they're around here somewhere. I can't remember where they're at. Oh, one of those. Nope. Ah, dang it. Darn. No, not care.
Time to go.
I really don't want to find these stuff anymore, but I'm so close to being done.
Time to go.
Anything unique over here?
I follow the wind.
Oh. No.
Next on the agenda.
What does the video say for the last one? No, he has all four. That's not fair. I got that one. Hurry, hurry, ho. Oh, those! Oh my god. I don't know why I even think about that. The wind steals. These. Oh my god. You get these
Time to go.
butterflies quick. Gotcha. Gotta get you too. Aha. Oh, no! Where'd you go? Damn, miss him. Now I saw one more. Where you at? Thought I saw one more. Yes! We're done. We're done. Am I done? Am I done? Please, please. Done. Please be done. Come on. Come on, come on. Okay, on to the next part for the festival. Let's see who comes to Inazuma next. Let's see. Kinda excited to see who comes next. Who is it? Who is it?
Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides and we'll take you onto the island. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's...
Whoa!
Hey!
Sencho's just sitting there.
Yo, what
Sound
up?
asleep.
Hey.
What?
What up?
Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you're guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we? Huh? That's odd.
Oh no, the letter's gone.
There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange.
Oh no.
I don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look.
5 Kaizen Splendor Ao no Okina. Glorious court life was my youth, and my old age is a moonlit haze. I had not wished to behave so treacherously, but my very life was threatened. So I sought out my old work and hid them in my clothes. I do not understand the reason behind all that has happened, only that the mysterious person's motives must be perverse. This poem was dedicated to Akihito, who's my grandson. Akihito! No way!
There's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
The story you found before?
Oh yeah, in the warehouse down by the poem hunt competition. Yeah, that's it. A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby. If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with stuff on the spot like that.
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You could say that.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So, I felt quite disappointed for some time now.
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Ah, so you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite.
Truly exquisite.
Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
Let's go.
Time to go.
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx.
Oh,
it's
they
a great
don't know
pleasure
each
to finally
other.
meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
Oh, they don't know each other. That's right, I forgot.
No, no, that would be most improper.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks.
Poem hunt?
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen. Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Hey!
Well, about that.
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Did we say something we weren't supposed to?
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself? No way! That can't be right! Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning!
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's Chazuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time, and that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Yes, that is indeed my conclusion.
Uh-oh.
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I think it should be safe for us to talk there. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter.
Yo, let's
Good.
go.
Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Oh, let's go. Fast travel. Yeah, I love fast travel.
Time to go.
I don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous. What do we do? And what do we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as leverage to persuade him to tell us the truth. Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
Okay. Dun dun dun.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Xingqiu be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat?
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past 2 days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But the weather finally cleared up today, so we have some fresh catch.
So the weather at sea has been bad these past few days?
Oh yeah, Zenitsu, thanks for coming, dude. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow.
It sure has.
Have a good night.
A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't do anything but sleep the entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
Okay, one more person. Albedo.
Albedo, what should we talk about when Xingqiu gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
Oh.
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Xingqiu and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey. By the way, Xingqiu, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to me by my editor.
Didn't you feel dizzy while reading on the ship?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt seasick.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything suspicious about what he said so far.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
While it is entertaining to read novels, writing one is an endeavor of its own. You must give great thought to every detail, from the layout of the plot to the rhythm of the lines. And even when you have come up with interesting content, there's still no guarantee that it will be to your liking.
I couldn't agree more. Whether it's writing a book, creating art, or studying alchemy, seldom can you really feel joy after seriously delving into the work.
Xingqiu and Albedo are getting into some deep topics now, but nothing suspicious has come up.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. And if that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
The jig's up, Xingqiu. You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
No, please. You misunderstand me. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all. I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Oh, well, if this isn't a coincidence. I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Huh? Tone-deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword.
Ooh.
The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone,
Oh, no.
it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
Go, go.
Follow the wind.
Please, wait. Onodera is innocent.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. What a relief. Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Xingqiu looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on here?
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Jinyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Irodori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yae Publishing House, but Lady Yae also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Jinyu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Jinyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Jinyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough. So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Jinyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Jinyu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess. All of this happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yae Publishing House had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Xingqiu and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
Oh no. To the teleport waypoint.
Time to go.
Onodera? What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
Uh-oh.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Jinyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Xingqiu looked so sleepy today.
I understand. Murata, go back to Yae Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Jinyu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Jinyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
though Xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop, but I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kassen?
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Xingqiu yet.
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
There are leaves around.
Cool.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how Xingqiu's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby? Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Xingqiu with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him.
What's
that sound?
It's a cat.
It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that easily. It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Who is it? I don't know.
It's already time for us to be at the docks. Let's go! The arrival schedule says ship stopover, 1 person. Does that mean we're only welcoming 1 guest today?
Wonder who it is this time. Let's see.
Time to go.
Look, that figure on the wharf. It looks like Kazuha.
Hey, it's me! Yo, it's me. What up, bro? Yeah, what up, bro? Me. Kazuha.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
Kazuha, what up, bro?
We didn't expect to see you either. We're Returning as a guest for the Iridori Festival, no doubt.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now, you seemed to be looking for something. What happened?
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know? Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is. Please, have a look.
Last time, Aoi no Okina's poem ended with a reference to Akihito. And sure enough, this is a story about him. The story this time basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that he had committed plagiarism, and he was soon exiled. Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the shogunate, so I'm not all that different from Akihito mentioned in this story.
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the Shogun because of his wrongdoings. You did nothing wrong, Kazuha. Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling because he's unable to sign his name quickly, right? In Liyue and Inazuma, there is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time. If you wish to create a stamp for his seal, I might be able to help.
Wow, that's an idea! Quick, let's go tell Albedo! Albedo, we figured out a way to help Shincho!
Interesting. A story of the Five Kasen appears again, and with a timely solution. Stamped seal, huh? Let me think. Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore. Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere if he only used the stamped seal for his new books. But I have another idea. Using a seal is a part of it, of course. Let's go to Ouya Restaurant now to discuss my idea with everyone.
Time to go.
Time to go. Almost there. Let's go. Oh. That's all the way over there. Fast travel. Fast travel activate.
Yes, that's it, Jinyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training was effective.
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore. I should have known better than to read novels during calligraphy class.
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on, you can do this.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr. Hirayama.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to handle troublesome authors.
Oh, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long and Shincho's already zombified.
Mr. Hirayama, we found a solution that might just solve our dilemma. In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, then we could make the signature process a lot easier. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. So, I propose that each signature consists of 2 parts. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Jinyu's signature as the design. In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Jinyu to write. That way, he will only need to draw a simple pattern on each book.
Let me think. All right, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's own handwriting, but the result should be very beautiful as well.
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Mr. Hirayama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously was because it would take too long for the author to sign each book. But if we adopted Calx's proposed method, we might have enough time to do signatures at the live event. And if all the authors signed their books in the same fashion, then Jinyu's signature wouldn't look out of place.
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other 2 authors participating in the new release event.
Hey, there we go. Nice.
It is a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events. However, if we implement this new format, then it'll be a dream come true for me as well.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good rest. We'll handle everything from here. The books that Jinyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events held by the Eye Publishing House.
We did it. The event is saved.
Thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I are finally free of that mess.
That's right! You're finally free, Xingqiu. Maybe you should step outside for some fresh air. We still have some time to burn. Where should we go next?
Traveler, there you are.
Hey.
Oh, it's Ayaka and Venti. That's an interesting combo.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand. This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before.
Here's the paper. Please, have a look.
I submerged the verses in the clear water and the truth did emerge.
Huh. All the poems we found before were roughly the same length, but this one is only 2 lines.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of them are next to the title or centered on the page. The position of the writing seems to indicate that there is other content written on this paper besides these 2 lines.
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth naturally appear." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
So, shall we give it a whirl? It just so happens that there's a pond nearby.
Yo, let's do it. Let's go.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper! Let Paimon see what it says.
Going over his poetry, I found that the plagiarized piece did not have his scarlet seal. I submerged the verses in the clear water and the truth did emerge. The true verses were not washed away, but the text of that despicable crime faded. Ayano Okina passed me by, just as he was writing a verse for Akihito. One storm had yet to settle, and it was already time to write new poems.
The story says that after Sumizomi got the collection of poems from Akihito and put them into a stream of water, the plagiarized words in the poem became blurry. Huh?
This is so
Why
cool.
would
We're
that
all
happen?
together. This is so cool.
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished. Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce, and the waterproof coating could also prove just as difficult. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the shogun, surely one of those 2 methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work. He was set up!
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizome's story is trying to convey. Although the story is saddening,
This is so cool. We're
I've
all
decided on the
together,
subjects
bro.
to use for
So
Akihito
cool.
and Sumizome's portraits. Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next 2 portraits should be ready in no time.
Yes. And now that all 4 stories have all been collected, the story of the 5 Kasen is now fully completed.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Oh.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akihito.
Akihito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akihito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Dang.
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story of the 5 Kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out. One of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that, how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Oh! Have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what? This is no time to be playing games, Tone Deaf Bard!
What he means is that the story of Kuronushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
Huh? Really?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection. An average person could never understand the scene of a young girl washing Akihito's poetry collection in a stream. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizome's actions. He was simply reminiscing and thinking about his old acquaintances. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akihito, it was completely obvious. He was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. If that happened, then he'd be finished. So, in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina to make him tear out this poem.
Which means the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akihito. What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5 Kasen. Since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 Kasen, the only character left is the mysterious one with an unknown identity.
Who is watching?
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
Paimon is finally starting to get it now.
However, this also brings something else to mind.
Who is it?
The story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuranushi? In our world?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha! He's been pretty quiet this whole time. Let's ask him! Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while, and you don't look so good.
Apologies for making a wild assumption, but has the story of the 5 Kasen reminded you of anything?
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. However, they were nothing more than some past incidents regarding my family. I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring you any more trouble.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha. You can always tell us whatever's on your mind.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
The Raiden Gokuden? What's that?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing, but it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to speak of it here without the consent of Miss Kamisato.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't any harm in it. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and may be difficult to explain. Let me start with the Raiden Gokuden. As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managing ceremonial and cultural affairs, and Inazuma's art of forging swords is a very important part of our culture. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Aminoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time. The descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Whoa! We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea about his connection to the Yashiro Commission and sword making.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation. My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Teyvat to find a way to revive the family business. But it was to no avail. And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. In the span of a few decades, 3 of the families suffered various misfortunes and disappeared completely. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes stemmed from some background machinations, meaning that someone wanted to wipe out the Raiden Gokuden. However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin, such explanations were treated as nothing more than a conspiracy theory.
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just theories and rumors. However, I know that a major incident happened to my great-grandfather when he was young. Not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato clan's position in the Yashiro Commission as well. After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like it's pointing me toward the truth behind that incident.
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather, Kazuha?
I still can't say. I need to speak with someone to verify the details. Let's meet here again at noon tomorrow. I will tell you everything I know then.
Ooh. I'll do these tomorrow. Dane's Oh, okay, everybody. Thank you for joining this evening. It was a great evening, and yeah, I'll do some more Genshin again tomorrow. We'll probably do some more of the festival tomorrow again. So yeah, thank you for joining, everybody, and everybody have a good night. Peace. Okay. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, have a good night. Peace. Thank you again.